Hey guys, welcome back to to my version of Days of Pony. Of course, we're up to episode 2, which is Magic of Friendship, episode 2, or part 2, technically. Yeah, we're far behind, because today, Party of 1 gets released on Equestria Daily. So, I gotta get a lot of stuff done here. Alright. So you know how this works. We read the description of the episode as told in the book. I put in my thoughts about the episode and give it a rating. Let's do this. The Magic of Friendship, Part 2. Nightmare Moon has returned to Equestria, and Twilight knows she must find the Elements of Harmony. She prepares to head into the Everfree Forest to find the ancient castle of the Two Sisters, when Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Applejack, and Fluttershy, apparently no particular order there, assured her that they are coming along. As the ponies journey through the forest, Twilight begins to appreciate her new friends because they each have something to offer in order for them to get through their frightening quest. At last, the 6 ponies arrive at the ruins of the castle of the Two Sisters, which we never see again. No good reason to go back, I guess. I'm sorry. Where the Elements of Harmony are embedded in 5 rock sculptures, each a different colored gemstone. But the 6th element is still missing, and Twilight must figure out how the 5 elements together will spark the 6th. And yet, we still say that the 6th element is there. While the 5 ponies leave Twilight, alone to concentrate, a strange purple smoke slithers into the room and creates a vortex, which sucks up the elements. Twilight jumps in after them. Not the good idea. Not the best idea. The ponies come back just in time to see Twilight face to face with Nightmare Moon. No, they don't. Really? They don't. Who's guarding the Elements of Harmony? Twilight attempts to create the spark to reveal the 6th element, but nothing happens. Suddenly, Nightmare Moon shatters the elements. It seems that the only way to defeat Nightmare Moon is destroyed. But with her new friends by her side, the solution dawns on Twilight Sparkle. The 5 elements of harmony, honesty, generosity, laughter, kindness, and loyalty, actually shown in that order. No, never mind. The middle 3, generosity, laughter, and kindness, switch it up. So it's actually honesty, kindness, laughter, generosity, and loyalty. I still think if you switch up to the generosity and honesty, you get the lyric from Equestria Girls. Generosity and honesty, laughter, kindness, loyalty. I have to do that because it's AJ. I have to do the accent because it's AJ. The Elements of Harmony, blah, 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 lie within her friends. Together, the 5 elements unite to spark the 6th element, magic. When the 6th element when the 6 elements unify, Nightmare Moon vanishes as the magic from the element envelop her. Really? Okay, look. Applejack is honesty. Okay, let's just list this off. Applejack, loyalty. Applejack, honesty. Fluttershy, kindness. Laughter, that goes to Pinkie Pie. Rarity, generosity. And loyalty going to Rainbow Dash there. Apparently, because Spike was not in the equation, he doesn't get an element. I'm so sorry to Spike fans. I really do apologize for that whole thing. Stay there, Spike. Thank you. Anyway. Princess Celestia arrives at the castle and reveals that she knew Twilight Sparkle just needed to let friendship into her heart. The ponies then see Princess Luna where Nightmare Moon once stood and learn that she is Princess Celestia's younger sister, and yet Twilight should have known this from the start. The two sisters agree to rule Equestria together in harmony. And there's a gigantic celebration for Luna's return, and Twilight now thinks that she has to go back to Canterlot, which is where she, started the first episode off in. It's like, hey, I'm living in Canterlot. Oh crap, I have to go to Ponyville. And then this happens, and it's like, crap, I have to go back home. So Princess Celestia puts out the first quote-unquote friendship lesson, which is that little box of quotes right there. A little box of text there. And basically what the friendship lesson is, it's basically if someone learns something, or if there's a gigantic message to the episode, in a sense, then there's going to be something. Here are the only times that you're not going to hear that. The only times that you're not going to hear a friendship lesson are part one, are the first part of a two-parter. So if an episode is a two-parter, if there's a big special like the season 1 premiere, the season 2 premiere, the season 2 finale, and the season 3 premiere, and technically speaking the season 4 premiere episode, all those were two-parters. The thing is, we only have one friendship lesson to learn because part 1 always ends on a cliffhanger. So, no friendship lesson. So the technical first friendship lesson actually happens in episode 2. And it's not written by Twilight at all. It's actually written by Celestia herself. And she says this: I, Princess Celestia, hereby decree that the unicorn Twilight Sparkle shall take on a new mission for Equestria. She must continue to study the magic of friendship. She must report to me her findings from her new home in Ponyville. And yeah, that's the first ever friendship lesson that's in the episode. The first real one actually comes in episode 3, which we'll talk about in the next video. So that's episode 2. That's the Magic of Friendship part 2. What do I think of this episode? Honestly, when I watched it for the first time, I went into this episode already watching part 1, and I thought, you leave it off on that? Come on! Now I need to watch part 2 to see what happens. And then when I watched part 2, I said to myself, that's actually a really good ending. For what this show is, it's a really good ending. It's a really great ending. I liked how that happened. It was a great episode. The thing is, comparing it to other episodes of current day, it doesn't, stand up to it. I mean, right now, the first episode, I literally said a 6 out of 10. This episode, I'm gonna maybe do the same thing, but I'm gonna get a higher rating, actually. I'm gonna give it a 6.9 out of 10. And the reason is this. It's a good episode. It's perfectly fine. I like it, but it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. It's not the top tier of, amazing episodes that happen in the show. And the thing is, with this episode, it was just okay, let's tie up some loose strings from the last episode, and that's basically it. And then have a gigantic conclusion, and possibly have more. So, yeah, I mean, it was sort of a cool thing in October 2010, but now looking at it almost less than 3 years later, because, October 22nd is the 3-year anniversary of, this episode. So, I mean, with that, I can't really, I don't want to, knock it down for what it is, but for what it is worth, I do like this episode. So, 6.9 out of 10. And, yes, I do know that I have just given both of Lauren Faust's episodes an average of 6.45 out of 10. Yes, I know. Pretty low grade for Lauren's episodes that she worked on herself. Thing is, it's a good way to start the season, and it's a good way to start the series, but as episodes that are in general, episodes in general, it's not one of the best. But it's still there to kick off the show. Really, I could never find. I mean, you look at episodes now, and you can't really say, "Oh, this would be a great season opener or great series opener." You can't do that. You can't do that because because the episodes here, the magic of friendship, aka friendship is magic, aka Mare and the Moon / Elements of Harmony. Those 2 episodes were a genius for a starter episode. Unfortunately, not enough for a good episode entirely, but, you know. So, yeah, 6.9 out of 10. Again, let me know what you guys think of this episode in the comments below, and I think that's gonna do it. I'm not used to actually making 11 or 12 minute videos, but hey, you know, whatever. Next episode is The Ticketmaster, which is episode 3, and the final episode technically written by Lauren Faust, but then it was also, you know, half written by Amy King Rogers, who is amazing. Weird thing is, if you guys didn't know this was actually, apparently, you know, the Ticketmaster was only going to be like 11 minutes long, but when they realized, oh, we have to do 22-minute episodes now, do half-hour episodes, instead of, you know, 11-minute episodes and get 2 technical episodes within a 30-minute mark, you know, that whole thing, I mean, you know, they were going with the thing that SpongeBob was doing, which is like, okay, 11-minute episode, break, 11-minute episode. No, but what they were doing here, they didn't take that route. What they did instead was a prologue, the theme song, a break, Act 1, break, Act 2, break, Act 3, end of the episode. You know, closing credits, really. So, with that, I mean, it's, you know, this next episode is probably going to be pretty big, considering that this was going to be an 11-minute episode, and then they had to extend it to a 22-minute. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyway, now we're at the 13-minute video. Or 12 and a half. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's it for part 2 of The Magic of Friendship, whatever, yada yada yada, episode 2, season 1. Next, episode 3. I will see you for that episode, guys. Later.